This dog was rescued from a shelter many years ago. It is now in a very loving home with great owners living a happy, healthy life. Now imagine this dog sitting in a cage in its last day at an animal shelter, ready to be euthanized. That is what happens to millions of dogs every year that are not adopted from shelters. Every year, 6 to 8 million dogs are put into animal shelters. 4 to 5 million of these dogs must be euthanized because they were not adopted. Only 10 to 20% of animals in homes are from the animal shelter. The other 80 to 90% are from breeders or just pet stores. My name is Sarah Walagora, and I'm going to tell you why you need to adopt a dog from an animal shelter rather than get it from a breeder or an animal shelter. Breeders and pet stores deny a needy animal of a home. These dogs and cats do not need a home. Their lives are not at risk. It is of course nice to give any animal a home, but they are not at risk of death. Why do you need a pet? And why should you get a pet from an animal shelter if you don't really want one? Well, dogs are great for many reasons. First, they teach children many life skills, such as taking care of an animal, which can lead to taking care of other people. This also gives them better social skills. Having a dog also has many physical and mental health benefits, such as lowering blood pressure, lowering cholesterol, and lowering feelings of loneliness. The pet that you might buy from the pet store will simply be replaced with a puppy from a puppy mill. Now, what is a puppy mill? Puppy mills support animal cruelty. This does not sound good. Female breeder dogs are forced to reproduce until they are no longer biologically capable to produce any more puppies. At this point, they are either euthanized or sold at an auction. Many of these female breeder dogs have never left their cages, never been outside, never experienced love. They have had no human contact, and they are under constant breeding and stress. Many people say that they don't want to buy a dog from an animal shelter because it's too depressing to walk inside. This information about puppy mills seems much more depressing to me than walking into a shelter to save an animal's life. Puppy mills also support overpopulation of pets. There are too many dogs and cats around that there are less homes and more animals, which is why there are so many animals in the animal shelter. Supporting these puppy mills furthers overpopulation. There is no need for breeding. The puppy mills are motivated to sell more each time a puppy is bought from them or from a pet store. Now, many people will say that the dogs at the animal shelter are all too old for them, or they're not purebred and they really want a purebred. This information is not true. Many dogs and cats that end up in an animal shelter are young and adult, so you can pick a young puppy if you wanted to. However, adults are also beneficial because they are usually already house trained, and you can see what you're getting before you buy them. You can see their demeanor. That demeanor is not going to change. As a puppy, their demeanor is very likely to change. Also, a myth is that sheltered animals have behavioral issues. This is not true, as many of these animals have actually come from homes that can no longer support them anymore. Many of them are already house trained and socialized. Also, if you are set on getting a purebred, 25% of the dogs in a shelter are purebred animals. Purebreds end up in the animal shelter almost as often as mixed dogs do. However, if you are interested in getting a purebred from a breeder, they do have their drawbacks. Limited gene pools from inbreeding cause many of these dogs to have genetic disabilities and diseases that can happen further along in life. And as you're getting these dogs as puppies, you're not going to know about these diseases until many years later. Now, the mixed breeds that you would get from the shelter are likely to live longer and cost less in vet bills than a purebred would. Also, adoption saves you much more money than buying from a breeder. Adoption only costs around $50 to $200, while buying an animal from a pet store could cost around $500 to $1,000. Also, many of the animals in the shelter are already vaccinated, already spayed and neutered, and many already have microchips inside them. That saves you hundreds of dollars at a veterinary's office. They are also treated for any medical issues, as usually there is a vet on staff in the shelter that all the medical issues are already being addressed to you. Now, many of these dogs are there because of moving issues or landlord issues. So these dogs are just not dirty dogs off the street that are untrained. These dogs would make great pets, better than dogs from the pet store or from the breeder that are not trained and have no socialization skills. Adopting from a shelter does more than just giving your animal a home. It helps to save that dog's life. In addition to saving this dog's life, it can help save many more dogs' lives, as this dog leaving makes room for another dog off the street or from another home to come in and be saved. The money that you will spend on this dog is also going to go to help the shelter, so maybe they could expand their facility to accept even more animals and save more lives. Now, finally, the Humane Society has set up a program called the Shelter Pet Project. This is a very easy way for you to take action and buy your shelter dog. This website allows you to type in your zip code, and it'll automatically find shelters near you and list many of the dogs that they have in. So you can pick the perfect dog for your family, the perfect age, whether you want a purebred or a mixed breed, whether you want young or old, all dogs are included in this page. So to summarize, if you are looking for a dog or you need a dog for your children, adoption is definitely the way to go. Puppy mills that supply dogs to breeders and to pet stores support animal cruelty and the overpopulation of these pets. They do not train them, they do not vaccinate them, and they do not microchip them. Adopting a dog saves a dog's life. It also saves many more dogs' lives. They already come vaccinated, spayed or neutered, and microchipped. Many of them are also house trained and will not tear up your furniture. Please adopt a dog, as you will not regret it,